I saw a quote today or yesterday from Rio Ferdinand talking about Van Nistelrooy. Did you see this?
No.
Van Nistelrooy, when he wasn't getting service, he would just walk off the pitch in training. Because what's the point of being there? I'm saying, what about Sesko? And that's what Rio Ferdinand's saying. Sesko should do the same. I mean, you were saying he was quiet today, he got his goal, but if he's not getting the service, there's only so much he can do.
Yeah, I think, I think you earn the right to do that in terms of what Rio's saying. Ruud van Nistelrooy, who came into the football club and was extraordinary from the outset in terms of his hunger to score goals and his pattern, and that's the reason I'm sure he would have walked to the training pitch.
Isn't his price tag sort of like that as well, in a way? I mean, if you're paying so much money for an individual, he has a right to say something on the training ground, doesn't he?
Yeah,
to react in such a way.
We're not privy to obviously what goes on in the training ground, but like, he's a striker, isn't he, that needs service. He's not someone who's going to pick the ball up, dribble past 5 players and stick it in the top. Something maybe Cunha could do, but Sesko is reliant on service. I mean, a ball went in the box today and it ended up in the back of the net. But you feel for him to score a lot of goals, lots of crosses need to go into the box with quality. They need to play quicker, because if he can stretch teams and he can get in behind, he's a quick lad, even the size of him, he makes good runs in behind. They've got to move it quicker to allow that to happen. So you're right in what you're saying in terms of he needs better quality, but I think maybe sometimes you need to earn the right to walk off a training pitch because you're not getting that sort of quality or that quality of service into you.
I think the demand should still be there, though. And I take your point, Adam. I think when you come to Manchester United as a player, then you step onto that pitch as I'm the main man, especially if you're a striker. You know, I was very fortunate to play with some of the best strikers in the Premier League. And when I was at Newcastle with Alan Shearer, and we had Laurent Mabera and Nobby Solano on the wing, you know, at half-time they were getting it. If 5 crosses didn't come in that first half, they were getting it. You know, you'd have had a similar situation anytime you got onto the pitch with Manchester United. It was like the demands of the top players are that. So if I'm Manchester United, I'm going to buy a centre-forward. Yeah, OK, he might score a load of goals, but I'm looking at also his characteristics and the makeup of that centre-forward whilst he's playing, you know, over in the Bundesliga. And if I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, well, he's a bit shy, a bit quiet, how's he going to carry the shirt of Manchester United? You need to have arrogance. You need to have that presence about you when you're on the football pitch. And again, I'm watching today, and you know, you don't want to judge him too much yet because it's new, and you know, the whole environment of coming to Manchester United is different, especially when they're going for a struggling phase. But nobody said this about Wayne Rooney when he arrived. Wayne Rooney was like, "Are you having a laugh? Give me the ball, and I'll show you exactly. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm about." And if that's the mentality that you have to have at Manchester United. You have to, you know, even to the point where, you know, I would like to think that it'd be starting to have a word about the penalties. Like, I'm a centre forward, I take the penalties here. You know, okay, Bruno, you've been the main man for God knows how long, but I'm knocking on the door because that's the mentality you have to have when you wear that Manchester United shirt. And, you know, it's going to take him time. He's a young lad and he'll learn and figure it out. But your point is exactly right. It really is. You've got to have character. You've got to have that resilience about you. And players respond to it. You know, if I'm in midfield and I've got him screaming at me saying, "You're not giving me the ball."
They do. You do react to it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, well, I'm doing my job. But at the same time, if I'm not releasing that ball quick enough, if my centre-forward's making runs and he makes 1 or 2 runs, he's expending energy doing that. And if I don't give him the ball, trust me, 1 or 2 minutes later, they're looking at you like, "Are you taking the mick? Like, I want the ball now." And, you know, half-time, you'll be having arguments about it. And then by the time you go back out in that second half, you start to do things quicker, because, again, the best players demand the best. And the reality is, Sesko's going to be judged on his goals. So he's going to have to start shouting at somebody. It's no point coming in and going, "Oh, well, I'm not getting any service." Tell them they're not giving you any service. And then when that ball starts coming into the box, if you're missing chances, then it's on you. But if the ball's not coming at all, you've got to start opening your mouth and letting people know.